wrist corsages today. So for wrist corsages, you obviously need a way to attach this to your wrist. So the part of the corsage that goes on the wrist is called a wristlet. When we do our prom flowers, I'm going to have some nicer wristlets for you. They will be kind of like silvery, and they're kind of like snap bands. And so these ones are like our cheap practice ones. So sorry, not sorry that, because we're practicing today and learning. So these are not what, these are like when you're making your one for prom, you could use one of these if you want, but I will have some nicer wristlets for you. If you would like an even nicer wristlet, because like I said, they're just kind of like silver. They're going to be they're almost like those snap bracelets, these other ones, and so they look nice. But if you wanted to get like a beaded wristlet, you can find those at Michael's. You could order one online. You could bring in your own wristlet if you'd like when we make our actual corsages. Let me take this off, I'm a little hot. And so then I also have one other type of wristlet here, which I actually think is super ugly and I really kind of hate, but we have a million of them because the last teacher, who hasn't been here in 8 years, since this is my 8th year, ordered all of them. And that is these guys here. These have this kind of gross frilly stuff. These are meant typically actually to tape your corsage together and then to tie the corsage into place rather than glue directly on this. You can still use this to glue directly. We are going to be gluing today. Guys, can I have your eyes and ears, please?
Those are ugly.
I'm waiting on 1, 2, 3 sets of eyes. Can you just put your phones away and give me your attention so I don't have to do this a million times? So you could, these are ugly, yes. So you can take these out. Again, this is meant for a corsage where you kind of tape it and then tie it on. Some designers still do that method of taping it together and then tying it. It's pretty common to glue nowadays. So you could still use this. You could even cut this right frill off if you want to use one of these. But I do have enough of these, obviously, for everybody. So what we are going to be doing is we are going to design with, again, either 3, 5, or 7 flowers, right? So we're working with odd numbers for our mass flower. I would like you to please put foil down on your desk because we're going to be using that floral adhesive, and as you guys all know from the last time we used it, it gets really everywhere and it gets clunky. With the floral adhesive, one thing that I really want to emphasize with you guys is that it is less is more. It's very, very important to use less adhesive because otherwise it's going to take forever for your corsages to dry. They might, if you put your leaves down and then you don't wait long enough for it to dry, it could fall apart. So you want to just make sure that your less glue is more, you're using less glue. These also could be used to tape a corsage together and then you kind of fold these little prongs up over the taped corsage, but we're going to be using glue, so we're not going to fold these up today. I forgot I was filming. So the first thing that we're going to start with is creating the base of our corsage. So I have 2 options for foliage for you today. I have some lovely letter leaf. I have some lemon leaf here. This lemon leaf, unfortunately, is kind of small. It's usually a little bit bigger. So if you found a large enough leaf, you could use just 1 lemon leaf. If you're finding some kind of smaller pieces, you could use 2 pieces of lemon leaf. You could mix and match your greens, and I'll show you how to do that in 1 second. One thing that I want to also point out is that what you'll need to do is put this wristlet on, and as you're designing, you're going to need to think about what your flowers are going to look like on your arm, right? So we're partly scaling this to ourselves because we're making one for ourselves today for practice, but we also need to think about what the shape of our arrangement is going to be. So some people will do more of a round style corsage. Some will do kind of a more linear corsage, and so if you do a linear corsage, which I'll pull some examples up on the board when I'm done, most people kind of want it to go this way, right? The line to be this way. But you might, if you don't put this on your wrist, you might accidentally design this way and not even realize that you're designing upside down or backwards or whatever. So we are going to start off with our foliage, our greens as always, just like pretty much all of our arrangements. I am just gonna take a couple of different pieces of our foliage. So I've got little double leaves here, one of these guys. I personally am gonna actually just squeeze some glue out onto my tin foil so that I can just dip my, sorry if anyone's watching this.